want to ask that you think back to your time in school. Did your school have a mascot? For some, it might have been lions, tigers, or bears, or maybe the railroaders, raiders, hawks, or maybe even a wolf. Did that mascot or some aspect of that mascot represent you or your school? Lions, tigers, bears, hawks, and the wolf, all represent something strong and fierce. The railroaders were hardworking people who connected a nation and changed the travel and shipping industry. The raiders, were feared, I'm sure. The mascot at my junior college, where I earned my associates in police science, we were the Cowboys. The mascot where I earned my bachelor's in education, we were the Savages. Now, both of these mascots, being from Oklahoma schools, it probably made sense when they were named. Much in the same way that it made sense that Sparks High be the Railroaders. But sometimes images and symbols that represent teams or organizations need to change. Sometimes teams and organizations grow beyond their previous mascot, and that symbol no longer matches their vision or mission to exist. My university, where I was represented by the name Savage with the visual representation of a native warrior in full headdress, was just such a place. 12 years after my graduation, my school changed the name and image of the symbol, moving beyond their previous persona of the Savage to the Savage Storm, with the image of a mighty buffalo with a lightning bolt on its forehead. I don't believe the original founders of the school meant to be hurtful, degrading, or racist in their choice of mascot. But the Savage Storm is something feared by all Oklahomans, and the image of a buffalo is held in high respect. It's a better choice for their vision and mission moving forward. I was drawn to the image of mascots and symbols when I read today's gospel. I can't help but feel connected to it because the mascot of my high school was the hens. I was a hen. My siblings were hens, and both my parents were too. At first glance, a hen would seem to be as good as a mascot or symbol to represent us as, not as good as compared to, say, a dangerous beast, or even as strong and mighty as our neighboring rivals, the eagles. But we weren't simply the hens. Over time, it became the fighting hens. When I read today's gospel, I'm taken back to my hometown with the sadness of knowing that my graduating class was the last of the hens. In the summer of 1989, the hens were replaced with the knights, an image that seemed to them to be more noble, honorable, and one that could withstand a battle and save the kingdom. As Christians, we don't have a mascot that represents us, but we do have symbols. The cross is the most recognizable symbol, which does come in different forms. The crucifix, which contains the image of Jesus crucified, then there's the empty cross, and there's Christus Rex. The crucifix takes us back to Good Friday. The image of Jesus willing to face tyranny and injustice even to death. The empty cross, along with the Christus Rex, remind us that something happened after Good Friday, something amazing, as the story of Jesus did not end on the cross. but that he beat death through eternal life of the resurrection. These are great symbols. However, as we have seen with other mascots and symbols in the world, sometimes symbols end up being a roadblock to the vision and mission of the organization. The symbol of the cross takes us back 2,000 years. We are far removed from that event. So far removed that by focusing on the cross, we can get stuck on that image, stuck looking backwards, standing with those who are staring at the cross on Golgotha. It is a shame that the image of Jesus gives us today isn't one that was adopted by the early church to represent followers of Jesus. The image of a hen protecting those she loves the most, protecting her family from every kind of danger. An image that would, I think, represent us well. An image that says, I love you and protect you no matter what, even if it leads to my own death. It's a beautiful image, but there is more. Jesus says, Jerusalem, Jerusalem, the city that kills the prophets and stones those who are sent to it. How often have I desired to gather your children together as a hen gathers her brood under her wings. Jesus' desire was not simply to protect those who supported him. Jesus desired to gather the whole city of Jerusalem under his protection, even those who killed the prophets before him, and even those who were about to hang him on the cross. I mourn the change of my hometown mascot even more now than I did those years ago. As I look back, the hen was not a weak symbol that needed to be adapted to the fighting hens or changed completely. I just can't think of a better symbol to represent a high school or organization, a faith tradition, as the hen, the image of one who is willing to love all, even their own enemies, and to love them sacrificially, even to death. Symbols need to change as our understanding and knowledge changes. With that said, what might be the best mascot or symbol to represent our faith here and now in the Jesus movement we are called to live into? Now, the way I see it, there can't just be one symbol. Because as I look out at you, I see many of them. As silly as it might sound, we are called to be Jesus' mascot. Okay, we don't have to call ourselves mascots, but we do have to realize that we are walking, breathing, living symbols of Jesus. And as we move through Lent, we are called to reflect on the symbol that we are today. We're to reflect on how we might better represent God's love, keeping our eyes moving forward, remembering the mission and the vision that Jesus set out, allowing us to grow into it more and more each day. Amen.